Oops, got caught. Still moving things. Hello, good afternoon. It is Sunday, November 26th, 2023. And this is a reading I would like to do, a Cowrie Show reading for 4 quarters for 2024. That means January to March, etc., through the years, through the year of 2024 for Gloria Johnson, who's running for the seat, Marsha Blackburn's seat in Tennessee, to be a U.S. Senator. And I have included her website connection link to support her financially or otherwise, or to sign up for her email. And also, I think it's important to electronically or social media follow her, connect to her, and it would really be a lovely, wonderful thing if the current senator in that seat would be replaced, especially after having watched her in different hearings. All right, so here we go. This worry doll represents Gloria Johnson. This is earth, fire, water, which is larger, nature, and mineral. There's a stone for each of the elements, and water, there's a blue water and a deep water stone. And then I have some pieces I will put in. And this is the calling in the spirits. This is the Dagara, based on the Dagara cosmology, but it holds proportionally the elements, the 5 elements in their cosmology in a certain way, in a certain space, that supports connection with the world of the ancestors and with spirit, but in terms of getting messages, and it includes the ancestors of anybody in surrounding or affected by the reading. So even our founding ancestors of the United States. All right, here we go. Gloria Johnson, first quarter, 2024. Let's see what's going on. So I'm doing this live with no break. So it's more of let's call it a work in progress, and is just off the top of my head, or what I see at the first round. I do study my readings and I get more out of it, but I do find that the recording, the first look at it, is important. My first impression is also very important, but I can go deeper by studying. So the worry doll representing, I'll just for short, Johnson. The worry doll representing Johnson is right here on the spoke of water with the head into earth, and she's surrendered. Surrendered face down is very good. It means that you have surrendered to what's happening. It's not a give up, it's that, because when the worry doll is up, it means you're in a worried state. When the worry doll is down, it means you're surrendered to what happens, but very present with what's happening. It's quite good that her head is in earth. That means that's quite good. But let's start with the firestone. So the firestone represents fire. It represents the world of the ancestors. It's in nature. It's close to the spoke, which is active and moving. This is the ancestors calling you to a time of transformation. Now, interesting, her rings, sometimes the rings mean specific things. Other times I think that they take on other roles, especially in political readings. So we have 2 rings right here, right together into earth. And there's a ring, a shell in it and up, a shell in it and up, and then there's a bridge between. I believe these represent 2 different groups. This could be a church group, a spiritual group. This could be another group. This is an important These are in very important groups, and there's a bridge between the two with the shell up. There's also a bridge between nature, a shell up here, a bridge between nature and earth. And I think it's very important that her head is in earth. This is first quarter. She's in the game. Like, she is actively, home can mean your body, yourself. It can mean your community. It can mean an organization. But when you say coming home, it's whatever you're coming home to. Very simple concept. And when we move from the fire, and there's two rings right here, one is down, one is empty. I think she's still working at getting other groups or supports of other groups. The braided ring often means a consortium, so there's other groups that she can get support of. If we go to the blue water stone is here, and it's in water, and the deep water stone is out here, which is in the deep water near the spoke. The blue water stone in water, she is aligning herself at a heart level with, I would say, reconciling with the people and trying to bring about, presently I think there's a murkiness. Earth is in water. She might not have the full financial support and the wisdom to go about the fundraising. She might need other groups to help her in this transformational area to help bring in her vision. And I think she may not be an experienced politician. She's doing it at a grassroots level. So this cube is on its side. It's not quite sure how to activate the flow of money. And gather, and maybe some trial errors about going back and forth about trying to get money. But she's aligned with herself, with her message in the deep water. So I would say her conscious message can touch people, although it needs to be heard and they need the flow of money to get the message out. I didn't realize the first quarter. I put her information in for fundraising. I didn't realize I was going to do, as part of the reasoning, a fundraising pitch, but here it goes. She needs money, and she needs to align more groups and support. So the more social media support she has, the more money she raises from U.S. citizens in terms of even small amounts, and the more donations she gets, probably the better she'll get in terms of other groups supporting her. But as a message, I think that she has a very good message to touch hearts. But this other dice here, this is the Wedame stone. And next to it is this, we have both the hummingbird and there's a butterfly right here. And there's a rice bowl, kind of a lab. And it's not set yet, like the dice hasn't been tossed. She's trying to, this is a very red state, and oftentimes Tennessee, the Wedame has stood in to basically represent the MAGA group. I think she's trying to learn how to touch into those that are currently, support Trumpers or GOP, and to try to turn them around, to come up with a message that she can touch their hearts, to try to turn them around and have them, this is a decision stone, change their mind. And that's part of also this transformational energy to go after other groups of support, is what she's trying to do. She's very much on the women's right to health care and reproductive rights, and she's very much in stopping the gun violence. And with those two messages, she's trying to have an impact and get votes from the people who have been previously conservative and change the way they view things and bring them on side. So here's one snake bone here, but it's not, I don't think they've gotten the right formula down, maybe not the message down yet. They're still working on it. And then they need funding to raise funding and get support of more groups. But there's two key groups to bring this home. And this is very powerful right here. Very powerful, even with what I say is still work in progress, work in progress. This is incredibly powerful. This is very powerful. This is the snake stone. The eye is right in the middle of Earth. The key is there, the organization stone. Right in the middle of Earth, if there's something there, that triggers like my checkpoint for Earth. Earth and Earth means right at home, no need for fear or lack. So as a quarterly reading, this could indicate the themes that are going through that first quarter and working out these themes of the first quarter. But there is an aspect of that they will reach their goal. They will bridge the bridge between these two groups. And here's the octopus next to the nature stone. Like many hands help. Here's the angel support here. And this stone over here is close to the platform of power, which is in nature. This is very much of a nature, which is magic, transformational energy, and being able to use that hand. There will be measurable success, not completely that they're there yet, but there's measurable success to bring home this campaign. And the mineral stone right there in Earth close by is quite important. The mineral stone is being at home with your communication and gift. And almost works like nature, so it calls in this change. They are going to be on track. They're going to be organizing. They're going to finding the keys to get what they need to do. They're going to have multiple hands helping. They have support of the angelic realm. And here's the crab. Here's the crab in fire. That always reminds me of, okay, I'll go over here and do this, find food. I'll go over here. They have multiple ways of moving. And I think this is also that idea of multiple hands that are carrying out the vision. And this is quite good too. She is, as a person, her theme is stand tall. This represents the mountain stone. She stands tall. I understand she's 6'3", so she's tall to start with, but her line is stand tall for Tennessee. And this is her message. Now, this is still, there's not a lot of energy around this. So they really have to key further in at the message. So this is going to be, how do they change hearts and minds of a very red state for support? And, not just increase the amount of people who don't vote to bring in more voters or increase registration, but actually change hearts and minds. And the other is getting this flow of money and bringing on help of further groups. But with this, her head, she's in the game and she's standing tall and she's working this, and she has helpers and support that support the vision. So I'll take a picture. And I usually take out some of the things I've added in. Might leave that in. By ringing the bell, it clears the energy of this and just restart what you're doing again. And then we'll move on to quarter two. All right, quarter two. Gloria Johnson, 2024. Gloria Johnson. Sometimes when I do this, I feel the energy, once it's moved, there's an energy coming off. This has a really bright energy, a happy energy coming off of it. But it is a little tricky because we don't have all of the center energy in Earth this time, just as I noticed. But there is energy all across the other elements. So I can, and we have Earth and Earth, which is important. So when you start with the Firestone, there's no bad placement, so to speak. There's no negative placement, but there's some placements that sometimes require more of an explanation or are more create issues to work at or highlight issues. So we have the Firestone in water. This is lack of clarity or focus or clear vision. This has to do with decision making about a group. So we have two. These were the two rings that were over here before, and we have a crystallage of one, and we have a crystallage partially of another pointing at her, but a shell still down. So there's three rings surrounding her, plus with the heart. She's resting on the blue water. So she's keeping her head above water. She has some support. She's aligned with what's happening and speaking, but there still is this transformational energy going on. This is the blue water on its side. The nature stone is here between. So it's trying the building of life force energy and this transformational energy. It might be going a little bit, I don't know how to say this. I don't want to say rough. This is going to be a very hard campaign, a really, because it's in a red state, and this is a big ask. I mean, this is a big vision for her. This is a big goal. This is the climb the mountain of her greatness. It's right on the spoke of nature. This is magic transformation. This is the message that she has. This is the mineral stone in nature. The mineral stone in nature is transformative gift. She is standing tall in her message of being in service. There is all of these shells here. A lot of them are down. This is potential energy to turn over. So she is standing tall. She is working it. But I think this is, for her to win, this requires all-out effort, an enormous amount of support, and reaching something that really is at the level of magical transformation, or will take this nature energy to really change the support, and even also to get a fair election. It is a tremendous goal that she has, and actually very important. This is 2024 election for the U.S. Senate is a really tough one for the Democrats because there's so many key seats that are up for a vote this year, and there's issues with some of the states that are currently held by a Democrat. Well, Democrat in name only. Anyway, so she is standing in her power. She comes across as a caring person. This is the little teddy bear with a heart. So even though she stands tall, she does come across as a very approachable person. She's very receptive to listening to other people. She's very actively working, trying to find ways into home. Here's the hummingbird here. This will help her. Earth coming from water, which would be murky, into earth is basically no need for fear or lack. And the deep water would be a healing of the home at a deep level in this, basically your level of an unconsciousness. She is touching into this unconscious level and trying to change hearts and minds and draw in support. On the mineral, her story is transformative, but there's still a shell down. This is really an uphill battle for change, but she is on track to do it. The mermaid here, right in fire, this has represented the issue of, the mermaid represents women's rights in some of the readings and the right for reproductive freedom, health, reproductive health care. And I think that this is a way that she's getting allies, bringing in money and gaining support. And that this key is a key issue in terms of the vision and wisdom. And this is when they're starting to work this issue better and sourcing more and getting women more excited and more fired up about it as a key issue. So this is a very positive reading. It's got flow. They do have to bring it home. It starts coming home here. It's not as a central message of, they start out really strong. This is still a strong message, but they have to really go into this place of changing hearts and minds and continue to try to reach beyond their current support and support of groups and tap into this collective unconsciousness of women. And this could also, I see what this is. The teddy bear here is also, I believe, protect our children. I think this is the way of saying protecting children is not changing the types of weapons that are sold in the United States that are harming children. So I think this is the other, as far as a platform of power, this was their other message that's garnering support. So I don't think she's running on a typical Democratic platform. I think she has two key issues that she is gaining support on and trying to reach beyond her current groups. I'll take a picture. Gloria Johnson, we are at quarter 3. We're moving right along. Gloria Johnson, quarter 3. Let's see, what do you have to tell us? Again, I feel really positive energy coming across. I did in the last quarter a very uplifting message. I do believe in any way that I've said in the past, I don't mean to be in any way negative but it's just recognition of the task that she faces and the level of difficulty that she has in the state that she has. So with that, let's move forward. Firestone in Earth, that's very good. Firestone in Earth is a new vision for the home. Earth, stone, and earth touching fire is, if it's in fire, it's partially a new vision for the home. If it's in mineral, touching here, it's looking for opportunities to shine. Earth and earth is no need for fear or lack. They are, and then I love this, here's the busy as the bee. They're busy as a bee in terms of this butterfly, bringing about a butterfly effect of basically almost a really difficult story or effort in terms of what they're trying to achieve. And then if we look at both water stones, we have the deep water stone here and the blue water stone here next to the nature stone. And the blue water stone in water means aligned with the healing in your awareness from just a basic summary. Here it's really a building up of life force energy, building up of consensus. You have more shells here. Building up of touching people's hearts with the messages, getting a lot more screen time recognition. Having a group beside her, having an ashe. She still is trying to, so you have one shell up, one shell down over her face. She still could use more recognition, more, the more she's on the screen, the better. The more social media, the more her message gets out, the better. So her groups are still trying to put her out front and center, very busy trying to, be the butterfly effect with this. But I think she's also getting hit with the negative. There might be some negative ads affecting her now, but she has the braided ring here overlapped, which makes the infinity with this. She really is bringing this message home. She's bringing her vision home. They're very busy. They're trying to protect the base, what they build up, the money they build up, that's energizing and bringing this about, and they're organizing it. She is standing out. This represents her and her climbing the mountain of her greatness. This is the sacred wisdom, and this would represent the Wedeme, which represents your MAGA associated people or groups. She's standing out to them. She's standing out with wisdom. She's octopus reaching beyond, and she's reaching a message into that, that deep level of unconsciousness. Sometimes it's difficult to know why people do things. When you reach this undercurrent, it's like when so many monkeys do this, then they all do this. It's like there's a study, I forget what it was. Anyway, when so many people start doing this at an unconscious level, or you do a certain thing or change a behavior, it has an outgrowth of an effect. And I think she's really bringing this cycle of changing the way we look at service. If we want somebody to represent us in the Senate, what do we expect of their service? How do we define what we should expect? Do we want somebody to represent our values? I think all of these messages are coming. She's getting support. She's even getting support. This is the genie ring. There's an ally partially in. She may even be getting support from sectors that won't come out and say, we're supporting you. But the mineral stone here in water is the flow of gift. She's really getting the gift flowing. She's getting coverage. She could use more coverage. But she's also getting all kinds of coverage. And we have the decision stone here, and there's a lot more attention around her messaging. More shells up, having more of an impact. The Buddha right here, seeing this wisdom of the groups and why they're supporting her, why we need a change. There's a watch here, the little teddy bear here, and the money here. She's getting more money, or trying to still get money and more support in terms of protection of children and organizing. This would be the anti assault weapons ban or changing the laws on guns in the state. So she's working it. This is a very strong quarter. It's also, she has women working for her that want reproductive, that are concerned about being a mother, reproductive freedom. Even women that might not, and they've reframed into, instead of seeing it as those that support right to get to claim right to life and those that say women's right to an abortion or her own body, it really, the message is in a much, I think, more even middle road way, that even if they want to have a child, they want to be able to have good gynecologists, like high quality medical care. And if they are trying to lock up doctors, those doctors leave the state. So the messaging around threatening doctors to lock them up for giving health care, it hurts even the women that want to bear children, and it affects their life and their care and their future to have a family. So it isn't what you believe or when you believe life has begun. All women need to have the right to quality reproductive health care, no matter what your decision is. So I think this represents her again, standing tall. She's very much seen. We have the snake stone with the eye up in fire. This is a transformational light. She still has further to go. She's really become central to a campaign and a discussion. It's being heard. She's being heard. She's also facing that pushback and trying to keep the grounds that she's made. But this would look like, to me, she is on track to make it in this state in an almost impossible type of way. But they've got the messaging down. I think they've got the money or resources that they need. And of course that's continuing, because it always helps to have more airtime. But this is a very good reading for support for her. Okay, so I'll take a picture. I'm just going to leave everything the same on this one. So how I see divination is we have free will. When I do a spread, it really shows what the threads of the energy are as they are likely to be. So there's decisions that are made that will affect these readings. This is how it stands currently. If she keeps doing what she's doing, and she gets the support and the issues are the same, this is how it would end up. But players always make choices, so this is based on the likely outcome given where we are currently with. Gloria Johnson, 4:45, 2024. Here we go. There's going to be, well, I can't say there's going to be, this is for entertainment purposes only. What I would see in this reading is the earth stone just hit me first off as soon as it went. The earth stone is right here, and here's the decision. So bringing the election home, and I haven't really done election reading with this in terms of there's a definitive way to say they won or lost the election. I don't know. But this is what I would say. Earth stone here next to the decision stone and the platform of power. The crystal and the candlelight ashe right here. there is going to be, this looks like that there will likely be a delay in the decision or some issue or murkiness over the election decision. This is fourth quarter. But that makes her worry. So her head is in nature, the foot is in earth. The crystal ashe is here, hands touching this. Oh, this stone is right over the key. But even with the murkiness, I would guess, this is my guess, reading this as we are now with the current energies, is that she will likely unlock the platform of power, but not without some murkiness in the decision or something that happened related to the decision. So I don't know how that works. I don't know. I'm not familiar with Tennessee's election or election requirements to know any likely play out of it. But there is likely to be some murkiness. And then right above the worry doll head representing her is the deep water stone in nature, which is a building of life force energy or some change. You've got the angel and the mermaid. So you've got this feminine energy here with the vision. I would say this is a new vision for the home. The collective unconsciousness energy supports this new vision for the home. Let me put it another way. I believe she has the support or the majority of the votes. How this turns out in the practical aspects of whether she ends up in Congress is another thing I hate to say. But I would say that it's likely she does. But it just might not be an easy thing. The Tennessee, we've seen glimpses into the Congress, their house, of the Tennessee. That is a very, very difficult place to win or do anything in. So let's see. She stands tall on top of an octopus, taking all avenues. There's a timeline. She's in the right. There's the spirit ring. There is very much the blocking a protection of children, which would be your gun laws. She's standing tall. She has the money to work out and she's changed a lot of hearts and minds. She really has presented her case well. People agree with her. She's seen. The left hand here could be receiving a position that's in a high place, but we have I'm just going to say I can look at this later again at the time of the election. I can't tell from this reading, and I don't go into the next quarter. I can look at it at a later time if we're on this timeline and this track following through. I think she does the job. I think she has the majority support and should win the election. It looks like she does get it, but I can't tell if that ends up in some type of a lawsuit with the judge. I can't tell. This is a group with a mineral stone in it. I'm not sure what happens. And I can look at this again at the time. And one of the reasons why I want to do the 4-quarter reading is that it's good to follow through the year, and it helps in terms of timing. And it helps to then, so at the election time, I can do other readings. I can look back. And this will have a meaning that I probably can't interpret at this point. That's what I've done with readings that I've had with Toby, who taught me how to do these readings. I get a 4-quarter reading, and over the year there's things that happen that I don't expect, that, you know, even though you see the reading, you can't, and you understand it, you only really can interpret some of it at the time or close to the time that it's happening. And so I found it very helpful to go back. I don't know. And I haven't done election readings with the Cowrie shell. What would, if Earthstone, if these two weren't in this place, I would say, if Earth was in Earth, I would say she won. But then you have the platform of power with the key under it right next to this, and then she's right here with her feet in Earth, which could end up, she eventually gets her place. So that's the conundrum in this scenario. And then the octopus is right here, and the octopus is here. It has something to, I don't know if this is which side the octopus represents in terms of it takes many hands to bring the vision home. Could be that. But if we had mineral and mineral, or fire and fire, or earth and earth, I would say it's likely it's a clear win. With this, I don't know. But even if it's not a clear win, she might end up getting it. That's as close as I can call on this. Thank you very much, but we will keep track of this. I can keep my eye on this, but with this structure of the 4 quarters, it will be helpful to see how this goes for the years. Thank you.